name of the game here is speed, efficiency, and communication. And here we go. First race of the day for the breakers and the sharks. 2 athletes first with 8 dumbbell overhead squats. This is the lightest and the most amount of volume they'll do with these movements. Male partners first, then they'll move on to the females, and then they'll move through the box jumps.
That hash spots right there. Breakers on my left, sharks on my right.
There's a couple different strategies here with the boxes. Athletes can either jump all the way over the box, or they can jump on top and then rebound off. It's whatever's going to be fastest for each team, because as we said before, the name of the game here is speed. The breakers and the sharks seem to be head-to-head currently. No clear lead yet. It's going to be sharks with 2 reps to go before they move on to the second quadrant. Breakers, 1 rep to go, moving on to the second quadrant. But it's going to be the sharks to have their first male athlete out on to the second quadrant for this 8-6-4-2 partner forward race. The sharks are continuing to extend their lead here. They're the first team to get to those burpee box jump overs for the second time. The sharks are currently 1 box jump ahead of the breakers, only 1. But with a couple of faults on the shark side, the breakers are going to make a break for it. They have 2 box jumps left to go. Still don't see a hand up yet for the sharks. The breakers are going to bring 2 new teammates out on the floor as those dumbbells get heavier and the boxes get higher. That's what this game is all about. It's a strategy. Something we love about the Florida Grid League is it is a team sport, which means communication goes into play the entire time. Teammates need to communicate if they're feeling tired, if they feel that they can go heavier. It's all about what works best for the team, not necessarily just the individual. And another fault on the Sharks side, the breakers are going to continue to extend their lead. We see 2-rep lead here for the breakers over the sharks. Who's going to get to that 4th quadrant first? And it's going to be the breakers to the 4th quadrant first. 2 reps for each dumbbell overhead squat here. Only 2 for the male and 2 for the female. 45 seconds left on the clock for these 2 athletes. The female is on the grid. 2 box jumps to go for each athlete here. 1 more to go for the males on the breakers. Can they do it? Are they going to take this first race? 1 rep to go for the breakers. And it's going to be the breakers to win the first race of the match. In the Florida Grid League, it pays to finish. Not just to win, but to finish. Athletes, when they win a race, will be awarded 2 points. The team that comes in second or loses the match will get 1. If you do not complete the race, no points will be awarded. So it pays to play and it pays to finish.
Imagine a sport that features incredible athletic feats like CrossFit, weightlifting, and gymnastics, structured as a high-stakes race like track and field or American Ninja Warrior, and requiring the strategy and teamwork of football or soccer. This is the Grid League, the world's most equal, diverse, exciting, and captivating sport. Grid is the ultimate race-based game requiring great teamwork, leadership, and strategy. And of course, incredible athletic performance. As one of the first co-ed team sports, men and women not only compete alongside each other, but against one another. The intriguing storylines and drama are double that of a single-gender team sport. Oh, and it's fast, exciting, and awe-inspiring. It's a race of greatness. A grid season follows a traditional team sport format. City-based teams are competing in a series of matches structured as a regular season, playoff and championship. The champion of a given season wins a large cash prize. A grid match is a series of short, high-speed, high-excitement races between two co-ed teams of players, representing a wide range of body types, athletic backgrounds and skill sets. Each player fills a specific position on their team, including strength specialist, bodyweight specialist, and utility player. A grid race is a series of athletic movements called elements that must be completed by a combination of players as the head coach decides. The strategy can be complex, but the goal is simple: cross the finish line first. Each race is named and is consistent in structure and rules from match to match, but varies in element depending on the match format of the day. The playing surface is called the grid and is made up of 2 lanes, one for each team. Each lane is made up of a start line and finish line, 4 quadrants, and hash marks along the side. Race rules involve requirements around these areas of the grid. A central rig rounds out a complete grid and is used by both teams for certain bodyweight elements. The grid match score determines the match winner and is tallied according to these race outcomes. The team with the most points at the end of the match wins. Grid reflects a new era of equality and collaboration in sports, diverse males and females working together towards a common goal. The sport inspires youth to get off the couch and experience confidence and mindfulness through co-ed teamwork and the physical sport activity their body is built for. The positive impact of the sport of grid on the world has only just begun. The Grid League is poised to drastically change the way society thinks about and appreciates team sports.
Total without that barbell hitting the ground. If the barbell hits the ground, they have to run back to the starting line. And here we go.
Race! Coed shoulder overhead, that's 10 repetitions in each quadrant. Men and women.
This is the race we are calling Mirror. Athletes cannot drop the barbell. We didn't see any teams drop the barbell in the first match today, which was the Aces versus Venom. The keys here are communication with your team and smooth transitions. A lot of time can be lost if too much time is fumbled when they're moving from one athlete to the next as they're moving from quadrant to quadrant. Breakers are in quadrant 3 before the Sharks. Are they going to make a 2-race lead? Let's see. Who is going to make it to quadrant 4 first? The Sharks are going to make it to quadrant 4 before the Breakers. Can they hold on to this lead and take the race? Hands in the air for the Sharks, 4 reps to go. And the females on the Sharks, and the males are done, and it's going to be the Sharks to take home this race. The winner of this race is awarded 2 points. That's going to be a tie 2-2 for the Sharks and the Breakers. Next thing we're going to see is the ringer. The home team gets to pick the first ringer. What we like to see here, athletes pick their champion and hope they're going to be awarded a couple more points when they win this next race. The Sharks have picked the med ball handstand walk. One athlete from each side will hold a med ball between their thighs and race through all 4 quadrants. The team that wins is awarded 2 points. In the previous race, we saw the Aces versus the Venom. The Venom decided to go with handstand walks, believing that their athlete was going to take that race home, but it was the Aces that ended up winning both ringer points in the last match. It's pretty interesting and exciting. I'm eager to see what happens next.
When you eat protein, and you eat enough of it, it literally makes you build muscle. But what people don't know works even better than protein is what protein breaks down into when you eat it, and that is essential amino acids. If you take essential amino acids directly, they are in some cases twice as effective at producing lean muscle in the body. So if you want a quick and easy way to get the amino acids that your body needs to create and to maintain lean muscle, essential amino acids are the way to go. Essential amino acids directly are more bioavailable and directly support the creation of muscle better and faster than protein alone does. And there is one brand that is above all others. Keon Aminos are the most premium, all natural amino acids you can get. Come check them out.
It's Dr. Jamie here with the Box Doc, and we are going to talk about some safety tips when doing freestanding handstand push-ups or really any kind of handstand push-ups in general. The most important thing we need to look at is our neck posture. So we don't want to be coming down with our neck extended. That puts a lot of compression through our cervical spine. If you are getting a lot of pain when you do handstand push-ups in your neck, we need to either look at the mechanics or check your strength. There are definitely ways that we can strengthen your neck muscles to be able to better support you into those positions. So there are a few different ways we can strengthen the muscles in the neck. We can do stuff lying on your back. We can actually do some neck work with some bands. The other thing to really focus on in a freestanding handstand push-up would be actually just holding that tripod position and getting comfortable being vertical with your neck in a good position. So just some tripod holds will really start to help build your capacity in that position.
So, Lily moved in, huh? How's that going?
Amazing. My former office is now home to Lily's dog, Peanut. And houseplants. Lily loves houseplants. Oh, and Lily's brother is crashing here. And it's no, they never. He has a lot of friends. But the best part, Lily put me on this new soda Olipop. It's actually good for you. 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 Amazing, right?
We are live here at the UBU Expo Center for the Florida Grid League. We've had 2 races already. Here we have the ringer. Each team gets to determine which ringer race they'd like to choose, and then they choose their best top competitor for that race. It's an easy way for a team to earn points if they win.
Ready, stand by.
For the previous match, we had the Aces and the Venom. The Venom chose the handstand walk, expecting their athlete to win. Unfortunately, the Aces won both ringer points. For the Breakers, we have Angel Rodriguez, and for the women on the Sharks, Val Gunning. Who's going to win? It looks like Val's going to make a break for it. She's in quadrant 4 to finish it off, and that was too easy for the Sharks. And that is why we have ringer races, ladies and gentlemen. If this team knows they have an athlete that's going to beat everyone else out there, that's what they're going to choose.
Doing a great job taking those points away from the breakers.
Thank you for coming and saving
Yeah, no problem. So Chris, on the last muscle up, had a hard time getting the last one, so I jumped in, got it. Super easy, felt like butter. And then I went to the flipper and went to work. Hey, it's 0-0 now. Go, go. Let's go. This is our race. This is nobody else's. Stand up for what you got. Let's go and win this right now. Let's go. Let's go. Eyes on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go.
Shots, man. You got it. You got it.
Did you get that kiss?
That's love, bro. That's love. Fight to the finish.
Ease me off. I don't care about losing. If we lose, I said, fit a fucking team. You know this shit what happened 10 minutes ago. We start over now. Do you understand? I am so sick and tired. I don't mind losing, but I mind when I have an entire team of people acting like children. Squash it and become friends now.
Being a professional strongwoman, we flip heavy objects all the time, so it's right in my wheelhouse. You know, when stuff's flying at you fast, you just fall on your ass. But, you know, it sucks because in the first race, that happened, and I feel like our team lost the race, and if I could have caught it, we would have been better. So we made a little shift in how we were doing the flipper for the second round, and I think it paid off. So you know, we're learning as we go. I wish we knew it all so we could just crush everybody and everything. So
So for the next hour, let's just tune in. We're gonna do that palm thing, right? I'm serious.
Do that
I'm
palm
serious.
thing and win.
We're better than them. Everybody knows we're better.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next race is called Echo. We got one male, one female. We're going to start off with 30 hang squat cleans for the guys. Correction, 30 hang squat cleans for the ladies and 30 hang squat clean thrusters for the guys. It's 95 pounds. Teams are going to choose with player that's going to do the movement. Looks like both teams, correction, the breakers have the guys doing their hang squat clean clusters while the sharks are doing their hang squat cleans. That's 95 pounds. Once these two teams are done, they're moving on to 20 bar muscle ups. Good communication by both teams, swapping out. Here come the clusters from the Southwest Florida Sharks. Breakers are moving on with their female. Great communication by both teams. Here come the ladies from the Sharks, waiting for the left hand to come up. We are head to head. Four more for the Southwest Florida Sharks, 3 more for the Breakers. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Southwest Florida Sharks, both teams are on, moving on to the 20 bar muscle ups. 20 bar muscle ups. Now we got two team members from both teams on here. This is what we like to call waterfall. One player on the bar going up, 1 rep counts at a time. With 2 team members up on the rig. Reps, hands in the air. 4 more for the Southwest Florida Sharks. 5 more for the Breakers. The Breakers are 3 reps behind. 1 more for the Southwest Florida Sharks. And the Southwest Florida Sharks move on to their bar-facing burpees. We're doing 30 bar-facing burpees. And here come the Breakers. The Breakers are moving on, trying to make up some time. But here come the Southwest Florida Sharks moving quickly with those bar-facing burpees. She is moving, ladies and gentlemen. Great communication. Our player coach, Nick Havoc, leading this team. Once again, they're trying to do 30 total bar-facing burpees. Once they're done with this, they're moving on to 30 snatches at 115 pounds. Reps, hands in the air. 3 more for the Southwest Florida Sharks. 1 more for the Breakers. The Breakers made up tremendous time, and we are rep for rep on the snatches, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking for a total of 30 snatches. Full snatches for the guys. Squat snatches for the guys. Regular snatches any way for the ladies. This is 115 pounds. 8 reps for the Breakers. And the Southwest Florida Sharks have a 2-rep lead. Great communication. Here comes new player for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Moving on to her power snatches, moving at 115 like ease. But here come the Breakers moving as well. We have an extremely close race, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. 22 for the Breakers. 23 for the Sharks. Oh, this is going to come down for the last 3 reps, ladies and gentlemen. Reps, hands in the air for both teams. This is coming down to the stopwatch. Who wants it more? Southwest Florida Sharks, Palm Beach Breakers, and the Southwest Florida Sharks take it by a second.
Something that's interesting, if you were with us last season for the Florida Grid League, if the Sharks won the first Echo race, they would lose the second. And if they lost the first, they would win the second. Seeing as the Sharks just won the first Echo race, we'll see if they can pull it off and make it a 2-peat. Or will history repeat itself? We are seconds away from the second Echo race between the Breakers and the Sharks. Sharks won the first. Let's see if they can do it again.
Just in case you missed anything, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give it back to you once again. They had a 45-second transition. We are back to our squat cleans. Hang squat cleans for the ladies. Hang squat clean thrusters or clusters for the gentlemen. That is 95 pounds on the bar. Great communication by both teams. It's a great thing about the Florida Grid League. Men and women playing together, moving weight. Once again, they're looking for 30 total hang squat cleans for the ladies or hang squat cleans clusters for the guys. We're looking for a total of 30. Once they're done with that, they're moving on to the rig, and we're doing 20 bar muscle ups. 20 bar muscle ups. And here come the Southwest Florida Sharks. They only have a 1-rep lead over the Breakers. 4 players on the rig. We like to call this waterfall, 1 at a time. Moving, trying to finish these 20 bar muscle ups as fast as possible. Once they're done with that, they're moving on to 30 bar facing burpees. Serena Clark for the Southwest Florida Sharks doing work on that rig. She has 1 more, and the Southwest Florida Sharks onto the burpees. The Palm Beach Breakers are a 3-rep lead over the Sharks. It's Let's see if the Southwest Florida Sharks can make up some time on these bar-facing burpees. They're looking for a total of 30 bar-facing burpees. 7 for the Sharks. And the Southwest Florida Sharks make up tremendous time, moving quickly. And the Palm Beach Breakers have a 5-rep lead over the Sharks. Here we go. That is 115 pounds on the bar. Gentlemen are doing full snatches. Ladies are doing power snatches. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Who wants it more? Palm Beach Breakers, Southwest Florida Sharks. Two powerhouse teams moving weight. The Palm Beach Breakers, the slight lead. 20 reps in for the Breakers. Reps hands in the air for the Palm Beach Breakers. They got 4 reps remaining. The Breakers with a slight lead. Make that 2 reps remaining. And the South Beach Breakers take the second echo. We have an extreme close race, ladies and gentlemen. This is 2 powerhouse teams going head to head. Who wants it more? Southwest Florida Sharks, Palm Beach Breakers.
And it looks like history is going to repeat itself once again. Sharks managed to win the first Echo race, but the Palm Beach Breakers took over for the second race of Echo. With a few more races left to go to see who's going to be the winner of this match. We've got the Southwest Florida Sharks and the Palm Beach Breakers.
The Grid League often gets compared to CrossFit, so we're going to take a minute today and talk a little bit about what the similarities and differences are. We're going to end this video with how we see Grid League affecting CrossFit as it grows. There are 3 primary similarities when it comes to CrossFit and Grid. The first of which is the most obvious, and that's the fact that we use some of the same movements. We both use a lot of weightlifting movements, gymnastics movements, pull-ups, box jumps, wall balls, but what you'll find is that's true in a lot of sports. Of course, CrossFit and weightlifting both use the snatch and clean and jerk. Both baseball and cricket hit a ball. Rugby and football have tackling, and lots of sports use running. Next, both CrossFit and Grid use time as a part of their competitions. This is also true of track and field, marathons, and any other form of race that exists in the world. The third and most special similarity is all those haters on the internet talking about how our pull-ups aren't real and we're just using momentum. Love those guys, and they're always so original with what they say. So when it comes to what's different between CrossFit and Grid, you have to start with the origin. What is it all about? So CrossFit, by their own definition on their own website, talks about how CrossFit is a training methodology and a lifestyle first. The competitive form of CrossFit is an awesome part of sports as far as I'm concerned, but its purpose is secondary to the fact that CrossFit is about developing fitness and healthy lifestyle first. The Grid League was born to be an entertainment entity. It was designed to be a sport that's fun to watch and fun to play first. So who participates in these sports? CrossFit is very individually focused. The individual form of CrossFit competition is by far the most popular, and the teams that do exist are 4-person teams, so they're on the small side. There's no individual form of Grid League. Grid League consists of 18-person teams as the true definition of a team sport. The title of the CrossFit Games is to find the fittest on earth. Grid League is more of a traditional team sport where the goal of that season is to find the championship winning team of the season. There's also a big difference between the events that make up each sport. The events that make up a CrossFit competition are called workouts. The events that make up a Grid League match are called races. CrossFit uses a series of these workouts to test various dimensions of fitness that, combined, give a holistic picture of total fitness. Grid is a series of races made up of athletic elements that must be executed as fast as possible by a team. Like any race that exists in the world today, a grid league race takes place between a start line and a finish line, and the goal is always to cross that finish line first. CrossFit workouts are performed in a wide range of speeds. Grid league only has one pace: fast. CrossFit workouts are many different time domains, sometimes lasting hours. Grid league races are all very short, 5 minutes or less. A full CrossFit competition usually lasts many hours or multiple days. A grid league match is about an hour and a half. CrossFit starts with a worldwide open and narrows the field over a series of events across many divisions, culminating in the CrossFit Games. The grid league follows a traditional sports season format, starting with a combine called the American Grid Trials, from which teams recruit for their season. There's then a series of matches amongst city-based teams making up a regular season, and the top teams from that regular season move on to the playoff bracket, culminating in the championship match. The winning team is named the champion of that season. Let's look at the differences between the competitors in these individual sports. CrossFitters must be extremely well-rounded to perform well. You don't see a ton of variation in body type in top-performing CrossFitters because being too big, too small, or having too specific a skill set will eliminate your ability to be competitive in one aspect of fitness or another. Grid league players are built for their strengths. This means there's a natural diversity in every aspect of humanity across a grid team. This makes for a super compelling team dynamic, as teams must span genders, ethnicities, body types, backgrounds, and personalities, bringing a whole new level of teamwork. The last thing I want to highlight is the spectator experience. Grid was designed to be fun to watch. A CrossFit competition viewer experience is more like a triathlon or a track and field event. It happens over the course of several hours or days and can be slow at times. Finding the fittest human on earth is super compelling, but it's impossible to do quickly or without downtime. Grid League was designed to be fun to watch first, before everything else. There is high energy, high excitement events in quick succession with little downtime. So I promised we would cover how Grid League is going to affect CrossFit as it grows. Here we go. We believe that as we grow, we will help CrossFit become even stronger. When somebody comes to us wanting to play Grid League but isn't proficient in the foundational movements, we send them to a CrossFit gym. We believe using physical ability is healthy. We believe competition is healthy. We believe the world is better when more people are physically active. Whether that's CrossFit, weightlifting, running track, dancing, or playing grid, we believe that the more opportunities there are for people to express their physical abilities to inspire themselves, others, and the world, the better that world will be.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're off to the next race. We're doing our ladder. We got our snatch ladder. All right, guys are starting off the first quadrant at 195 pounds, moving on to 215. Then moving on to 235 pounds, finishing off at 255. Ladies are starting at 120, moving on to 135, 150, and 165. Here we go. We got both teams starting off with their ladies. Oh, I take that back. Breakers will start off with the guys. He's going on 195. Sharks are going to 120. Both teams moving on to second quadrant, 215, 135. Moving weight easily. Sharks going off for 150, good lift, and she goes on to 165. 165, and she got a fault. And here comes the next team. Here we go, gentlemen from the Sharks moving on. He's starting off at 195, great lift. Moving on to 215. And the Breakers moving on to 150, good lift by the Breakers. She did 150, she's moving on to 165. 165 for the Breakers. Great lift by the Breakers. 165. And here come the Southeast Breakers. He moved on. He skipped 195. He went straight to 215. He's going to 235. 235 for the Breakers. Beautiful snatch. Here we go. Moving on to 255. Can the South Beach Breakers do the 265? Oop, we got a fault by the Breakers. We got the Southwest Florida Sharks. She's moving on 150. Beautiful snatch. Moving on to the last one. Let's see if she can get 165 for the Southwest Florida Sharks. She goes for her setup. And she was not unable to do that. The Breakers are moving on, trying to go to the fourth quadrant, trying to get her 165. She was not able to do it. Powerhouse for the Shark, moving 215 extremely easily. Moving on to 235, pretty much muscle snatching it. Going to 255. 255 for the Sharks. Breakers are at 235. Great lift. Moving on to 255. And he gets a fault. Here come the powerhouses from the Shark. Moving on to 150 pounds. Beautiful power clean. I'm sorry, power snatch. And she's moving on to 165. 165 snatch for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Goes to her setup. Beautiful full snatch and successfully snatches that. We are a minute and a half remaining into this 4-minute ladder. Southwest Florida Sharks moving on to second barbell on 215. Beautiful power snatch for 215. Moving on to 235 pounds for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Still power snatching 235. Now he's moving on to 255 for the Southwest Florida Sharks. 255 pounds for the Southwest Florida Sharks. Successful lift. Here comes Serena. 120 easily, moving on to 135 pounds. Serena Clark moving on to 150 pounds. Beautiful setup. Flawless technique. She's moving on to 165 pounds. Unsuccessful Serena Clark. We have a false start for the Southwest Florida Sharks. And here comes Gomez from the Sharks. 195, successful lift. Moving on to 215. And we're running out of time. We have 10 seconds remaining in this ladder. 5 seconds remaining in the ladder. Can she get the last? And yes, the Southwest Florida Sharks was able to get the last barbell, 135 pounds. Now we're going to tally all these lifts together and give you this update here shortly.
I see everyone that they can meal prep on weekends. That's perfect. But I don't usually have that time because that weekend I used to program my clients and everything, and just having my weekly box coming up, it's just like perfect because I really can like take advantage of those days, and I'm not just cooking and then programming again and then I have to come back and cooking because that things take like 3 or 4 hours to cook. I really love Rebuild because it's super helpful. I usually choose the performance plan because it's non-dairy, it's gluten-free, and it's soy-free. When you eat to perform, those points are so important. Like there's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind because we literally eat to perform.
Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. This is the second ringer point race. This one was determined by the Palm Beach Breakers. It's the flip sled. The female flip sled weighs 200 pounds, males 350. It's all about who you think is the strongest and the fastest to get that flip sled down the field. The Sharks are taking a lead. Are they going to win both ringer points? And they are. The Sharks are going to win the second ringer point race. That's detrimental to the Palm Beach Breakers. The purpose of the ringer point is to get an additional points for your team because you believe that you're going to win. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case for the Breakers. Still several races left to go. I'm eager to see how we continue to move through this match. An updated score for you, it's going to be 10 Sharks, 6 Breakers, plus the points from this ringer, so it'll be 12 Sharks, 6 Breakers.
It's Dr. Jamie here with the Box Doc, and we are going to talk about some safety tips when doing freestanding handstand push-ups or really any kind of handstand push-ups in general. The most important thing we need to look at is our neck posture. So we don't want to be coming down with our neck extended. That puts a lot of compression through our cervical spine. If you are getting a lot of pain when you do handstand push-ups in your neck, we need to either look at the mechanics or check your strength. There are definitely ways that we can strengthen your neck muscles to be able to better support you into those positions. So there are a few different ways we can strengthen the muscles in the neck. We can do stuff lying on your back. We can actually do some neck work with some bands. The other thing to really focus on in a freestanding handstand push-up would be actually just holding that tripod position and getting comfortable being vertical with your neck in a good position. So just some tripod holds will really start to help build your capacity in that position.
This is the next race. We have Jack and Jill. This is all about gymnastics efficiency and team communications. The teams will have 60 chest to bar, 30 double touches, and 15 triple touches. A kicker is only one athlete can work at a time, so the teams will use a strategy called waterfalling to have one athlete at the top of the rig, the other is moving through their kip to get these movements done quickly.
1 minute, referees, 1 minute.
The current score is 12 for the Southwest Florida Sharks and 7 for the Palm Beach Breakers. 12-7. In the past race, we saw the Venom and the Aces. This race was brutal, and it ultimately came down to communication and faults for some of the athletes. There's no room for error here in Jack and Jill. No room. It's a quick workout. Any athlete that misses an element and fails the movement could be detrimental to the team.
Teamwork and communication are going to be essential to win this race in 15 seconds. Referees ready, players and ready, stand by.
It looks like the Breakers are going to be sending out number 11, Aaron Parker, and Kirsten Thiernan. And the Sharks are going to use 2 other athletes. Watching live, you can see the athletes are using that waterfall technique. Only one athlete can technically be repping out at a time. For this race, these athletes need to make sure they're communicating and on the same cadence so nobody gets too far behind or too far ahead. Sharks athlete number 21 first, 12. Second athlete for the male side for the Sharks is going to be number 27, Kevin Schultz. And our female for the Sharks, Serena Clark. The Sharks are a little bit ahead of the Breakers here, but it's going to be the female and the males that need to catch up for these double touches. If you've never done a double touch or you're just joining us here at the Florida Grid League for the first time, a double touch is a unique element. It is a toe to bar followed by a chest to bar. After they finish their 30 double touches, the team has 15 triple touch. A triple touch follows the same order: a single toe to bar, a chest to bar, and then a muscle up. These are harder to waterfall, and it's much more important to communicate with your team members to see who's going to be at the top and who's going to be working on that kip at the bottom. Faults are costly here. The breakers are bringing in one final athlete for this final element with over 1 minute to go on the clock. Plenty of time for those 15 triple touches. But who's it going to be? We have 5 reps left for the Sharks. Nick Habick is on the bar. And Callie Becker. 1 rep left, and it's going to be the Southwest Florida Sharks taking home another race win. Vita Vetterkind and Ezra Diaz still working through their 15 triple touches. Plenty of time to go for this team to make a point. Again, it's not only about winning the race. The teams will get points if they complete under the time cap. That's what we mean when we say it pays to play. 15 seconds left on the clock for these athletes. Diaz and Vetterkind, can they finish? There are 5 reps left, and that's a fault for Vita.
3, 2, 1,
And unfortunately, the breakers are not going to be able to complete this race. That means the Sharks are going to be awarded 2 points, and the breakers, unfortunately, will not win any. We have another couple races left to go. The triad is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
I love Element Salt a lot.
Hardcore Element user.
Element's been awesome.
Element.
I've been using Element basically every day. I love it. I was, back to working out and wanted to make sure that I stayed hydrated because that's so important for your supply.
It was a game changer for me because all through high school and college, I would always cramp. This generally comes from that mineral imbalance. Having Element T, in my training bag keeps me hydrated. It's phenomenal.
It rejuvenates me in the workout. It's what my body craves and it's what it needs after sweating so much. It's definitely helped me get through really long, tough workouts and just give me the energy that I need in order to keep pushing through.
It's Dr. Jamie here with the Box Doc, and we are going to talk about some safety tips when doing freestanding handstand push-ups or really any kind of handstand push-ups in general. The most important thing we need to look at is our neck posture. So we don't want to be coming down with our neck extended. That puts a lot of compression through our cervical spine. If you are getting a lot of pain when you do handstand push-ups in your neck, we need to either look at the mechanics or check your strength. There are definitely ways that we can strengthen your neck muscles to be able to better support you into those positions. So there are a few different ways we can strengthen the muscles in the neck. We can do stuff lying on your back. We can actually do some neck work with some bands. The other thing to really focus on in a freestanding handstand push-up would be actually just holding that tripod position and getting comfortable being vertical with your neck in a good position. So just some tripod holds will really start to help build your capacity in that position.
I mean, with soccer or any sport, really, you always have like girls are better at this in sports, or guys are better at this, but it's like it kind of meshes and goes away in grid because you have your job and that's it. You're good at your job or you're not. So it's not so much guy versus girl anymore. It's just you're a human, do your job.
I don't treat them like dainty little ladies. I don't think they're lesser or weaker or softer. They deserve the same compliments and reprimands that everybody else on our team does.
I love that we had to share the same weights, the same box, and the same everything.
There's guys who are afraid of the girls, like, oh man, she's really good at this or whatever, and I have to go against her.
And then I let the guys know, be like, hey, this is what they just ran. You need to match it or beat it. Otherwise, you're going to hear about it.
Right now, a lot of us need healthcare that's simple and affordable. That's why we created Antidote Health,
Because you shouldn't have to wait for the doctor when you need it. You should have access to a doctor within minutes, with lower monthly costs, no deductibles, and 24/7 access to a doctor. It's healthcare that cares about you. Get started today at antidotehealth.ai, available on the Apple and Google Play stores.
Starting off with 15 ground to overhead at 85 pounds. Then these ladies are moving on to 15 handstand push-ups, 15 double kettlebell front squats at 53 pounds, 4 ring muscle-ups, and finishing off with 15 deadlifts at 205 pounds. And it looks like we're ready to go. Palm Beach Breakers versus the Southwest Florida Sharks and the female triad. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies are kicking us off once again. That's 85-pound barbell. Ladies are moving ground to overhead. All ladies are looking like they're doing power snatches. All 3 ladies have to finish all 3 barbell movements before they can move on to the next one. Right now, we have one of the Southwest Florida Sharks doing clean and jerks. Everyone else doing power snatches. Left hands in the air. 4 reps for the Sharks, and here come the Breakers. They're moving on to their handstand push-ups. They're doing 15 handstand push-ups. Sharks are still working on their shoulder overhead, but here come the Southwest Florida Sharks. Moving on to their handstand push-ups. And it looks like the Breakers are done. They're moving on to their kettlebell front squats. We saw from the first race of the day, the kettlebell front squats was the difference maker in who won this race. So let's see who can lift up those 2 53-pound kettlebell front squats. And here we go. The Breakers had the lead, but here come the Sharks. We are head to head. Ladies are moving slow but efficiently, moving as a team. All 3 ladies have to finish all front squats. We're looking for 15 each. 15 each, and the Sharks take a break, adjust themselves, and here come the Breakers. The Breakers have 2 ladies still working on their front squats. Then they're moving on to their ring muscle-ups. Refs hands in the air for the Sharks, and it looks like the Palm Beach Breakers are done with their front squats. One more for the Breakers. And then we're looking for 4 ring muscle-ups. 3 more for the Sharks. Sharks are still moving, but here come the Breakers. They're on to their ring muscle-ups. 4 ring muscle-ups for all 3 ladies. Then they can move on to the final element, which is going to be deadlifts at 205. Good communication over here by the Sharks. Ladies are not able to finish. Somebody steps in and helps out. Great teamwork. The Breakers are still having a couple ladies working on their ring muscle-ups, but here come the Southwest Florida Sharks. They've moved on to their ring muscle-ups. See if the Southwest Florida Sharks can make up some time and get these ring muscle-ups. We're looking for 4 each. Handful of reps remaining for the Sharks. Looks like they're making up some time. 1 player still having a hard time for the Breakers on her ring muscle-ups, and she's finally completed. And here we go, 3 more ring muscle-ups for the Sharks. And here come the Breakers moving on to their deadlifts, 205-pound deadlifts. We're looking for 15 reps for all ladies. 3 strong ladies moving that weight extremely easy. That's 205 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the Palm Beach Breakers. Ladies are moving, and the Palm Beach Breakers take the race. The female triad. 20 seconds remaining. Can the Southwest Florida Sharks get under the time cap? And no, that does not look like they're going to get under the time cap, so they will not be able to get a point. But the Breakers get 2 for the race. And the Palm Beach Breakers take the race, the female triad. Up next, we have the men. We're going to do the men triad. Same movements, just heavier weight. Men triad is going to consist of the same amount of reps, 15 ground overhead at 125, 15 handstand push-ups, 15 double kettlebell front squats at 70-pound kettlebells, 7 ring muscle-ups, and 15 deadlifts at 295. Up next is the men triad.
Grid is like super fast fitness, and it's really unique because it's guys and girls on the same team. And unlike other sports, you don't have to be good at everything. You get to showcase your skills of what you're really good at. A lot of people confuse CrossFit and Grid and think they're the same thing, when really they're very different. Some of the movements are similar, and they might look like, oh, you're doing the same exercises, why isn't this CrossFit? But with CrossFit, you have to be good at everything. If you want to be competitive, you can't have any holes in your game. You have to be really strong, you have to be really fast, you have to be really good at gymnastics and have a really good engine. But with Grid, it's totally opposite. You can literally just be really strong. You can suck at burpees and a 20-minute Metcon, that doesn't matter. Your only job at Grid is to be really strong and move a barbell really fast, or to be really gymnasty and be a ninja on the rig or on rings or whatever, or just be someone like me who really likes burpees and likes to do a lot of that stuff. You know, like, I'll never be the strongest or the gymnastiest, but I have a decent engine and I can move really quick. So for me, it's good because I get to do the stuff that nobody likes to do, like the box jumps and the burpees and that kind of stuff, whereas my partners will save me and they're going to do the back rolls to support and the crazy stuff on the rings that I have no business doing. But together, that's how we win matches, because we all kind of come together and do the stuff that we're good at. I love Grid because, especially after college of being a collegiate athlete, I get to be a team athlete again. But the really cool thing about Grid is I get to compete against guys and beat guys at stuff. And they see us as equals. There's been times where guys have to go against girls and they're like, oh crap, I don't want to go against her. She's really good at this movement or whatever. And that's, you don't see that anywhere else. It's usually a soccer team has all girls or all guys, and it's like girls are really good at one thing in this sport, guys are really good at one thing in that sport, but it doesn't matter what you are. You're a human playing on this team, and you have a specific role that's important, and that's really cool to see, especially for women who think that they can't play sports with guys or whatever, and they see us on the Grid like, wait a minute, they're sharing a barbell with a guy, like they're going against a guy, and they're
About 2 years ago, I tore my ACL while doing rope climbs, and unfortunately the ACL surgery turned into an infection. So I had to get another surgery to clear the infection, and then I was in bed rest for over a month. I had a lot of doctors telling me I was too old, and as a female you shouldn't compete anymore, you should start worrying about other things, and your body's going to break down, you've been through too much. And it was not an easy thing to go through, and I just want to inspire other people. Even when you're an older female, you can go through stuff like this and come back from it even stronger, and don't give up on yourself. Just keep pushing. I love working for Valor. Their statement that they follow is find your personal bravery, and I think that's a great mantra because I think we're all trying to find our personal bravery. Valor, it stands very strong behind what it believes, and it just wants to provide great equipment for its community. And I'm in this community, I'm in the sport, and I believe in everything that it's doing for all the people that use its equipment.
While we've been waiting for the floor to be reset for the men's triad, interesting things happened. The breakers threw out their bonus flag. With the bonus flag, it's a point. That means if they win this race, instead of the initial 2 points, they'll be awarded 3. When it comes to using a bonus, if you do not win the race, the other team receives the point. You've got to be very confident that you're going to win the race if you're going to throw out that bonus flag. In the last race, the Sharks did not complete the triad, and the breakers inevitably took home 2 points. So the current updated score is going to be 14-9. Sharks at 14, 9 for the breakers. We're about to get started in the men's triad. They'll move through the same elements as the women in the previous race. 15 ground to overhead at 125, 15 handstand push-ups, 15 double kettlebell front squats at 70 pounds. And I'll tell you what, these front squats have been eating teams up all day. 7 ring muscle-ups, and then 15 deadlifts at 295 to close out the triad. The athletes need to move together through the elements. They cannot move on until all athletes have completed the element. They're starting with those 15 ground to overhead. The athletes can bring on a new team member whenever they need to switch. Communication is the name of the game once again. Breakers throwing their first athlete up to the wall for their handstand push-ups. The Sharks are not far behind, but the Breakers are a few reps ahead. In this race, it is quick. There is no room for error, no room for any faults here. When it comes to those double kettlebell front squats, we're going to see a lot of athletes struggling to keep their elbows up and in front, something that caused the Venom a lot of issues in the last match. All 3 athletes for the Breakers are on to their front squats. All 3 players for the Sharks are moving on to their front squats as well. Full depth and elbows in front and close to the body is what we're looking for here. I see hands in the air for the players over on the Breakers. They said, we're throwing the bonus flag down, and they meant it. Waiting for the next move. The players from the Breakers are moving on to the rings. They're supposed to face each other for this event. You can see when there's some veterans out there, they know exactly what they're doing and how to communicate with their team. A couple rookies don't know that you should look at your teammates as you're moving through this element. We are coming down to the final ring muscle-ups for the Breakers. Then they'll move on to the final 15 deadlifts at 295. We have plenty of time left on the clock for the players or the Breakers to make this race theirs and take home 3 points and not 2. And the Breakers are nearly going synchro at these 295 deadlifts. Hands up for Rodriguez in the center of quadrant number 4. If you are watching, that is where to look. Can the Sharks catch up? I'm not so sure. I believe the Breakers they're done, and they've done it. The Breakers put the bonus flag down, which means they get 3 points for this win. 1 minute left for the Sharks. All they need to do is complete this triad in this race, and they'll be awarded 1 point. They need to finish the race, or they won't get any. In the last triad, we saw the Sharks women not complete the triad. Makes it even more important for the Sharks in this race to actually complete it. Hands up for the final reps here for the players on the Sharks to complete their deadlifts. 30 seconds to go. 1 point is better than none here. And the Sharks are crossing the finish line. 20 seconds to go. Both teams are done. But the Palm Beach Breakers taking 3 points for this race win because they threw down that bonus flag. That's going to really shake up some things moving into the next race, which is going to be our sprint relay. We'll catch you back after a message from our sponsors.
Thank you for coming and saying
no problem. So Chris, on the last muscle up, had a hard time getting the last one, so I jumped in, got it. Super easy. Felt like butter. And then I went to the flipper and went to work. Hey, it's 0-0 now. Go, go, go. Let's go. This is our race.
Got it. Got it.
Did you get that kiss?
That's love, bro. That's love. Fight to the finish.
I don't care about losing. If we lose, as a fucking team. You know this shit what happened 10 minutes ago. We start over now. Do you understand? I am so sick and tired. I don't mind losing, but I mind when I have an entire team of people acting like children. Squash it and become friends now.
Being a professional strongwoman, we flip heavy objects all the time, so it's right in my wheelhouse. You know, when stuff's flying at you fast, you just fall on your ass. But, you know, it sucks because in the first race, that happened, and I feel like our team lost the race, and if I could have caught it, we would have been better. So we made a little shift in how we were doing the flipper for the second round, and I think it paid off. So you know, we're learning as we go. I wish we knew it all so we could just crush everybody and everything. So
For the next hour, let's just tune in. We're gonna do that palm thing, right? I'm serious. I'm serious. And win. We're better than everybody knows we're better.
When we play Tampa, they're gonna think they're getting a fucking layup. How are we showing up to that? Not like a fucking layup, that's for sure, right? We got 2 weeks to master our shit, and we're gonna come out and knock out the only team in the North that has ever won a fucking title. We got 2 weeks to rest up, make sure Josh fixes every fucking broken part of our bodies. I think I need a fucking casket. We're gonna make sure that we are ready to go in 2 weeks.
Slow it down. Y'all are like coming out here like you're trying to just like chaos. Slow it down.
Hey! Don't go! You got 2 more! You got 2 more! End of the game, and this communication. Their communication on the side.
I got a pee! That should be you up. You got this. What? All day.
Heavyweight.
Nick's doing the ringer. It's going to be a striptease.
Oh, how can y'all get so lucky?
Am I doing it?
No, you got.
Hey, guys, I'm trying to lift this weight.
Everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight. Ooh, man, handcuffs.
Listen, you can play this in Florida Grid League. If I don't see him on the Florida Grid, he's real. I want 100 Ks for this video, 100 likes, 100 comments, and 100 new followers.
Yes, I need new followers. Them, they just do the bonus flag second race of the f***ing match because they think they're stronger than you. Yeah, go show them what it's not. Punch them in the ground. Let's go.
You get through the bonus flag?
For this?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
For me, my success has only made them envious. They got upset. I had to put all their egos in check.
The moment. Wait. Do you used to do bodybuilding?
Yes.
I can tell. There you go.
Oh, I thought you were taking a picture.
This is it, the final race for the match against the Breakers and the Sharks. Your current score is 15 for the Southwest Florida Sharks, 12 for the Palm Beach Breakers. A couple things moving into this final race of the day. Currently, it's 15-12. The winner of this race is awarded 3 points. That means if the Sharks win this race, they'll get 18. If the Breakers finish, they'll earn 1, making the score 18-13. If the Breakers win the race, they'll have 15, and the Sharks finish, they'll get 16 points. Either way I see it, unless there's a no finish, the Sharks have won this match. I'm eager to see where the race ends up, but currently your score 15-12, moving into the final race, which is what we call the sprint relay. Sprint relay. It'll be 25 thrusters at 100 pounds on the women's barbell. That's a 35-pound barbell. For the male athletes, they'll be able to move a little bit quicker through these thrusters, given a little bit more whip on the bar. Then they'll have 25 pull-ups, 10 devil's press at 35 pounds on each dumbbell, a farmer's carry 200 pounds each side, 15 bar-facing burpees, 4 backward roll to support. Backward roll to support is a gymnastics move that you will only see in the Florida Grid League. Then they'll have 7 deficit handstand push-ups at a 10-inch deficit and 25 thrusters at 100 pounds on that same women's bar to close out the race. This race will change the dynamic of the entire match if they don't communicate. Athletes need to communicate. They will also need to sprint all the way down to the starting line with a 4-point touch and run to the finish line until the next teammate can get out onto the floor. We are mere seconds away from the final race of the day for the Southwest Florida Sharks and the Palm Beach Breakers. And the players are off. We have the Sharks and the Breakers going for these first 25 thrusters. It's 100 pounds in the bar. We'll see the strategies that each team uses. They both sent out male athletes to start. And a player switch for the Sharks, bringing out number 29, Figo Gomez for the Sharks. Player switch for the Breakers. And that is a smart way to do it. This female athlete only had to do 1 thruster before she had to sprint to the finish line. Now we have the Breakers have made a lead. We have Vita Vetterkind on the bar for her pull-ups. We have 25 pull-ups. Excuse me, correction. Athlete we have out for the Breakers is going to be number 15, Kirsten Thiernan. And she's going back to the start line for a 4-point touch, running to the finish line before the third athlete can take the floor. It is a smart strategy to bring a male athlete out onto the quadrant. They're in quadrant number 2. If you're watching on the live stream, quadrant number 2, we have 10 devil's press with 2 35-pound dumbbells. Both players are moving quickly through these devil's press. I will tell you what, these moves are not easy. They're making them look amazing. And the Breakers are running back to the starting line for that 4-point touch, sprinting to the finish line. Let's see if the Sharks can catch up here for the final race we call the sprint relay. The male player for the Breakers is running with those 200-pound barbells to the end. 15 bar-facing burpees for the Breakers. The Sharks are catching up, finishing with their farmer's carry. Things move fast here at the Florida Grid League, ladies and gentlemen. If you blink, you may miss it. And we had a fault over here on the Sharks. Chest has to touch the deck. And the Breakers, 4-point touch, running back. A couple more elements to go. The next we'll see 4 backward roll to support. One of my favorite elements to watch. It requires strength and gymnastics capability to move backwards on the rings and then press up to support yourself. Think ring muscle up to the next level. The Breakers are still in the lead here. They have 2 more movements. 7 deficit handstand push-ups and then 25 thrusters for both teams, the Sharks and the Breakers. Can the Sharks catch up in these final 2 elements? There are 2 more handstand push-ups for the Breakers. They made a player change. That's an interesting strategy because the Sharks completed the handstand push-ups first. 4-point touch, running to the finish line. They have caught up the time that they were behind. Final athletes out on the floor for the Sharks. 25 thrusters at 100 pounds. 25 thrusters for the Breakers. Is it going to be the Sharks or the Breakers to take home this race? Waiting to see hands in the air if you are watching at home. It is electric here at the UBU Expo Center in Orlando, Florida. There's over 1 minute on the clock left. Both teams will finish this race. 5 reps to go for the Sharks. Running to the start line, 4-point touch, and a sprint to the finish, and that is all the Sharks need to do to close out this race, the sprint relay. And the Sharks won the sprint relay. They are awarded 3 points. The Breakers are going to run back for their final sprint of the relay to cross that finish line underneath the time cap. And that is going to close it out for the second match of the